Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Zoo Exhibit Tours. Today we are heading to ZSL Whipsnade Zoo, which is the UK's largest zoo. Built on 600 acres of land, this zoo houses many different species in huge enclosures. The zoo is split into many different zones, and today we will be focusing on their most immersive one, Europe. The Europe exhibit is located near the zoo entrance, and if you follow the road you are brought to the first enclosure. This viewing area gives a teaser of what is to come. When continuing along the road, you come across an inviting elevated bridge. This takes you to the main viewing area of the first enclosure. This beautifully designed area is home to 4 Eurasian Lynx. It is full of lush foliage and has many climbing opportunities for these wild cats to enjoy. The Eurasian Lynx is one of the most wide-ranging of all cat species. Their status on the IUCN is least concern, and they are found in the forests of Western Europe as well as Russia and Central Asia. This enclosure does a great job of replicating their natural habitat, and it is surrounded by a large woodland which immerses you in the world of the animals. Moving on, to the left of the lynx is another large and natural enclosure, and it houses a breeding group of wild boar. This enclosure blends perfectly into the surrounding forest and gives the wild boars a very naturalistic home. The wild boars clearly enjoy their home because 5 piglets were born in April this year. This enclosure has many different viewing opportunities, which allows you to see it from multiple angles. After the lynx and boars is the most iconic part of the complex. Welcome to Lady Yule's Walk, a raised walkway that was built in the 1930s and still stands today. It is an elevated path that goes between 2 different exhibits. On the right is the star species in the Europe exhibit, the European brown bear. The zoo is home to 3 young females that live together in this gorgeous exhibit, which has a very large viewing area that continues up the path. The foliage is so dense that you can't even see where the back fence ends. The enclosure is full of foliage, rocks, logs, and has a large pool which the bears love to play and swim in. As well as this, the bears have many enrichment items including balls and even a large burrow. The European brown bear is the most common subspecies of brown bear, and is arguably the cutest too. Opposite the bears is yet another spacious and naturalistic enclosure, and this one is home to a family of wolverines, a breeding pair and their 2 pups. The enclosure is massive and allows a lot of running space for these active animals. On the right side of the enclosure is the Wolverine House, as well as a tunnel that leads to a second enclosure for the wolverines to enjoy. The zoo provides incredible climbing opportunities for these animals in the form of huge trees. In order to see the final species in the complex, you have to backtrack a little and head back through the entrance of Lady Yule's Walk. Across the road is the largest enclosure in the complex. An almost 3-acre expanse for a herd of 3 European bison. The enclosure is quite open and provides a lot of space for grazing and running. To the right of it is the Bisons House, and this is where they go at night. On the back of the house are some interesting cave paintings of a bison stampede, which creates a memorable ending to the Europe exhibit. And that is the end of the tour. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Zoo Exhibit Tours. Next time I will be heading to Colchester Zoo, so comment down below what exhibits you want me to tour there. Thank you for watching.